We all got the graph, yes? Looks like this when you get zoom stat. So what I want you to do is then take that graph and put it onto your quiz. But the problem with that is the graph will always give you like that number of bars. The TI, when you hit zoom stat, it always gives you like that number of bars. What we did last week, which I'm sure you've forgotten because it was 5 days ago, was we got in there and messed with the window to make it a little more agreeable. First of all, does that look like a bell curve to you? No, it looks highly skewed to me. But what I want to do is I want to look at it a little more fine-toothed than what I'm seeing here. Now here's why. Everybody press the window button. The window button. This is what the TI decides your window should look like. It looks like it says the minimum is 5, which I think it is looking at your data. It is the minimum is 5. Its max is 2285. You might be wondering why it's 2285. Nobody had 2285 friends. The largest number of friends was, if you remember, 2000, not 2285. Now, see this 285, the X scale? It's exactly 285 more than 2000 this number is. The TI did that intentionally. I'm going to explain that to you in a second. First thing I like to do is make these numbers more logical. Those numbers don't make any sense to me. What do you think I'm going to pick for an X min, logically? Even more logical than that. 0, because that's where the y-axis comes in, right? 0. Technically speaking, a logical X min would be nothing wrong with 1. Nothing wrong with 1. But 0 is a logical one, because that's where our y-axis comes out of the x-axis. I like that. What do you think is a logical X max? 2000, because the 2000 was the max, right? Love it. More 0. Now, 285 is a silly divider. What should we use? Of over 200, I had Davidson do 100. Let's mess with them both. Let's start with 200. And now press graph. There's what it would look like if you used a scale of 200. Now hang on 1 second, hang on 1 second. If you used a scale of 100 for your bars, that's what it would look like. Notice they're similar looking. They're not the same looking, but they still show the similarity. I still don't see a bell curve. Do you? I still see high skew. Now Aaron had a vote, which I liked. You can also mess with your Y's if you want to, because now once you start chopping it down, you've got fewer things in each bar, which means you're going to have more dead space up here. Okay? So you can go in there and mess with your Y values now. Which one do you guys like better? This or the previous one?
The previous one.
Previous one, 200? Let's do that. It's up to you. It's up to you. I don't care which one you use. But I do want to say one thing. I do want to say one thing, and this is something we have to learn right now about our TIs. This graph is almost right. It's not quite right. And here's why. If we have this window or the other one, press the trace button and scooch all the way to the last bar in the graph. Notice what it tells you. It says there are 2 of my friends have at least 1,800 friends, but less than 2,000 friends. Can you find them in your data list right there? Can you find the 2 friends numbers that had less, at least 1,800, but less than 2,000? There's a 1946 and a 1938. Now, good. Now, Scott's saying, wait a minute, wasn't there somebody that had 2,000 friends?
Yep.
Where are they? And the answer is, they're out. They're not less than 2,000. They're actually equal to 2,000. So they're actually over here, but you're not seeing them. This is one thing you have to deal with the TI. It's unfortunate, but it's a little bit of a bugginess in the system. You have to make one more bar, and it's easy to do. If you press the window screen, for this one, I'm going to make the max 2,200. What that will do is it'll add one more bar to allow for that max value to be there. For those of you guys that are using a width of 100, your X max would be 2,100. You just add one more bar, so it's 1. Remember how when the TI did it, it was 2285 and 285? That's why. That's why. You needed one more bar to put that last person in, or the last people, the maxes in. Why? I think it's because the TI is expecting continuous data and not discrete data. I think. I'm not sure. I think that's why. But now when you hit graph, there he is. He wasn't there before because he was off the screen, but he's right there now. He's right there now. So now, if you're in your quiz drawing your histogram onto your quiz, you now have nice logical dividers, right? You've got 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, and so forth and so on all the way across. Nice logical dividers on your horizontal, not 285 and 570 and whatever the next one will be. Is that fair? This is something we will get good at as we make these graphs in class together. Okay, back at it, my friends.